Hi, my name is Giana Provenzano. This is my video for June 24th, 1492, the crucial year. What were the most relevant events of 1492? The most relevant events in 1492 include the fall of the Granada, the Alhambra Decree, and Christopher Columbus reaching the Americas. The fall of the Granada was when the Emir of Granada surrendered to the Catholic monarchs and ended the Reconquest. The Alhambra Decree was issued by King Ferdinand II of Aragon and Queen Isabella I of Castile. The law forced Jews to choose between converting to Catholicism or leaving Spain. Christopher Columbus also reached the Americas during this year. The Italian exploration was also funded by Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. Second, what happened after King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel finished the Reconquest? After the Reconquest, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabel created a decree to convert Jews to Catholicism. They also forced the conversion of Muslims to Catholicism and used the Spanish Inquisition to enforce the conversions and to keep them from practicing their ancestral faiths. They also began exploring the New World, hiring Christopher Columbus to explore and search for a route to Asia. They also unified Spain politically by linking the crown to two powerful kingdoms, which were Castile and Aragon. Under their rule, they took away the power of nobles and independent armies, annexed the remaining Navarre kingdom by 1515, and completed the physical territory of Spain. Third, how was Spanish European society in the following century? Between 1493 and 1600, Spain was in its golden age. Spain went from a broken medieval territory to a global superpower. After Spain conquered the Inca and Aztec empires, silver started to pour into Spain, and because of this, inflation hit. Prices increased dramatically, and when the crown mismanaged its use of silver to pay for religious wars, King Philip II had to declare royal bankruptcy on multiple occasions. Politically, Spain went from being co-ruled by Castile and Aragon to being controlled by a bureaucracy. The monarchy created a network of professional administrative councils to help govern the empire. Religion was still controlled aggressively. The Spanish Inquisition watched over the religious conformity, while Spanish society, on the other hand, was more focused on the blood purity of the lineages. They wanted people with pure Christian blood to govern, have good jobs, go to school, and join the military, and to keep Spain from the heresy of the Protestant Reformation. King Philip II banned Spaniards from studying abroad and censored imported literature. And the professions that a Spaniard could have was heavily based on their social standing. People who were part of the clergy of the church had a lot of social influence, wealth, and land. The nobles had a lot of land and paid no taxes. There was also a group of nobles called hidalgos who were lesser nobles who wanted to rise in their position through military. The bureaucrats held jobs in government and council, and the commoners made up 85% to 90% of the population. Fourth, in 1530, King Charles V congratulated a student of U of Alcala on being the first hidalgo of Castle to become a medical man. Why this? King Charles V congratulated a student of U of Alcala on being the first hidalgo of Castle to become a medical man because this was a great achievement based on his class. Hidalgos sought nobility through military service. Medicine was seen as a craft that was beneath nobility, so this student's achievement was something unique at this time. Lastly, which culture was more tolerant and more developed scientifically and economically over the preceding 7 centuries, the Christian or the Islamic world? Name some technological and scientific inventions from those centuries prior to the 15th century. The Islamic culture was more developed, more scientifically and economically, and was generally more tolerant of religious minorities. Islam's were advancing through their translations and preservations of Greek, Indian, and Persian texts, and created the world's first research universities. Economically, Islam's had trading routes such as the Silk Road and the Indian Ocean trade route. They also used a banking system and a unified currency. For the Jews and Christians, the Islams did make them pay a tax for their difference, but they were still protected and were allowed to practice their faith and hold high positions in society.